Hello, everybody, and welcome. Get the mic going. Hello, hello. It is time for the wrap up of the just finished July Basho in Nagoya. So this is one of my shirts, got a cool map on the back. This I made in conjunction with Fred Pink, and I'll show you over my Sumo shop. You can pick this up if you want. I like this one. Um, yeah, it's already August because Friday was August, and it's Sunday when I'm recording this and posting it, depending on, when you get around to watching it. But so we're already into the eighth month, but we had a really exciting tournament in July, and I think most of you were really happy with the way it ended. A lot of us were hoping for a better performance out of the Yokozuna, both of them, to be honest. We had one that had to pull out and one that underperformed, but that's fine. They're brand new to the rank and they'll get better, and uh, it's all a learning experience. They're both, well, Onosato especially, but they're both young and they both have time to improve. So let's hope that they do better in September and November, our two remaining Basho of 2025. I know Hoshoru was going to get medically certified this week. He had to do some tests on his toe, the fractured toe, to see if he would be able to go on the regional tour that's going to certain places in Japan. And yeah, there's a bunch of wrestlers who had to bow out of that because of injury, some retirements. Mostly these are guys all down in the bottom divisions that you probably never heard of. I haven't heard of most of them. And some of these guys, it's interesting, they'll be in sumo for a decade. They'll start when they're 16, 17, maybe they start when they're 18 or 19, and they'll be in the sport until they're 28, 29 years old. And you hear about them retiring, and you're like, oh, okay, well, they were in the sport. And then I'm like, I don't really know that name. And then you realize they've never gotten above like Sandamne, the fourth tier division, or they've never even made it into Makushita. They've wrestled and wrestled and wrestled and never made it out of the bottom three divisions. Um, that's got to be kind of crazy. I don't know if I would have the stamina to stay in the sport that long if you've never, achieved. I can understand maybe never making Juryo and you're in Makushita and you keep trying. But that's a huge difference, right, in the life of a wrestler, becoming a sekitori, getting a monthly salary, having attendance, your status, your privileges, everything changes when you go from the third tier division to the Juryo division. And yeah, we're going to look at who's going to make that leap here in a moment in September at the Kokugikon. And it's a big change in the life of a wrestler. But yeah, some of these guys, it was just struck me when I was reading about them, how, just years in the sport and never making it out of some of the bottom tier divisions. And you hear about other guys like Aonishiki or Onosato who just rock it up. Some of them come in at the third tier division if they're a college star, but others come all the way up from the bottom. And okay, and of course, we'll look at prizes and things at the end for the contest. And I've already emailed the five main winners of the channel contest. And then we had, I think his name was Parubo, who picked Ichi Yamamoto in the tiebreaker. So I said I would give him a prize. So I emailed them all this week. So they're probably just watching to see what's available. And we'll talk about that at the end of the video after we talk about sumo stuff. Okay, so we'll start. Let's share my screen. Oh, I just wanted to show you this picture first. I'll probably make this the thumbnail. I can't remember where I got this. I think I got it from Sumo Soul on Twitter. But these are the special prize winners. We had five, and Tamawashi is such a character. There was some good footage going around of them kind of talking to each other and stuff, waiting to take this picture. And finally, Tamawashi came and joined them. And I guess somebody decided to put their ages. That's the kanji for sai, next to say the number 25. So you'd say Nijugosai, which means I'm 25 years old. Um, and so we have Kusano, who's 24. Aonishiki, crazy. He's 21, guys. Then you've got Koto Shoho, of course, won special prizes and the championship. He's 25. And then even younger than Aonishiki is Fujinokawa, who is 20. And then you've got our Iron Man, Tamawashi, taking the selfie, which is awesome. I really want to see that selfie from his camera if he'd post that, who is 40. But there you go. Those are your special prize winners from the Nagoya Basho. Uh, yeah, it was nice to just see them casually chatting with each other and joking around while they were waiting. I forget where I saw that backstage footage. I see a lot of stuff on Twitter. There's a really good community over there of sumo-minded folks who post stuff in English or link to stuff, even if it's in Japanese, and so you get to see it. Okay, where should we go next? Let us go to Google Chrome. We won't go to the Sumo Mall first. Let's go to Fred's chart. So Fred makes a chart at the end of the tournament, just showing how everybody did. And then, of course, once the Banzuke is released for the next tournament, he puts one up with, no numbers of wins and losses just to show where everybody ended up in September. And the Banzuke for this tournament actually comes out on September 1st, which is a Monday. Because of the way September falls this year. It starts on the 14th and goes to the 28th of September in Tokyo. I should take a moment just to mention that one of my good friends and a longtime supporter of this channel, Jeff over at BuySumoTickets.com. I've been chatting with him. I wanted to hear about what he thought of the Nagoya arena because he was there many of the days, et cetera, et cetera. And there's some problems with the way Jeff gets his tickets to then sell to you. The foreign, mostly, most of his customers are foreign-based sumo fans who are coming to Japan and want to go see sumo. And especially the three Tokyo-based basho. So if you're trying to get tickets and people, email me all the time, Jason, how can I get tickets? Jason, do you have a way of helping me get tickets? I really don't. I've always just said, yeah, go talk to Jeff over at buysumotickets.com and he's really good. He'll take care of you the best he can, blah, blah, blah. Advising people, if it's last minute or whatever, he can't work miracles and all that stuff. But uh, if you were hoping to get, because tickets go on sale uh in a week on the 9th for the next bus show. So I believe the on sale date is Saturday, August 9th. And he's already got so many orders already. He's not taking any new orders for September. He's told me that he will still be able to get tickets for Fukuoka, which is a place where he has a good source and he expects to be able to fulfill his orders. So if you're going to be here in November, like me, and you want to go to Kyushu, I plan on going. Uh, so yeah, do use his service for that basho, the Osaka basho, and maybe next year's Nagoya basho. But just be prepared that he might, if you try to use him for the January basho, or maybe he'll work out his problem, find another source. I'll update as much as I can, but for now, I don't think he's going to be able to help any of you unless you've already put in an order for the September tournament, and that's a shame because it's just one more instance where the sumo people that run, sumo, the Sumo Association, are just blind to a good thing when it's happening in the sense that all he has done over the many years he's been selling tickets is provide a service that is really hard to get tickets if you don't live here and you have to navigate a Japanese website, especially when they go, so few of the tickets even go on public sale. And I could go into all the background, but I'm not going to get into all of that. But very few tickets actually make it to the public sale. And then when they do, they're snapped up when something popular is happening, like Onosato becoming a Yokozuna. And so we as foreign fans, they say, well, don't go to StubHub, don't go to Viagogo. These are two like scalp sites. But where else can you go? You can go to a travel agency and do one of these tours, and the tickets are like $300 for a seat that would normally cost you 40 or 50. Um, so, people do go on those scalping sites and sometimes they get a decent deal or whatever, but a lot of times they're paying a lot of money because it's their one time in Japan. This is the one time I'm coming to Japan. I really want to go see sumo. It's on my bucket list. You're not a Japanese person who lives here and goes, "Oh, I'll go to the next spot show or I'll go next year." And I get that. But you're going to drive more and more foreign fans to those sites. And so you're going to have more and more Japanese people trying to buy tickets just to resell them. And it's just a complicated thing. And I feel really bad because he has been providing such fantastic service for so many years. And it's just now kind of getting to the point where it just might not be viable anymore for the Tokyo-based Basho. And but like I said, I'll keep my eye on it with him and just wish him luck and I hope he can do it. He has a staff he's got to pay. He's got other things. He knows that his service fees are probably going to have to go up, which is a shame because just the somebody that doesn't know how much work he puts into it just casually might go, "Oh, look at how much money he's charging to get these tickets for us." But he doesn't really have any other choice if he's not going to be selling 3 out of the 6 bus show, perhaps. So bear with him. Do communicate via email. Be smart about your tickets. Um, and he's had a few Karen customers. That's a Karen customers that have kind of done dumb things showing up at the venue, and it's made the Sumo Association be like, well, we don't want to deal with these people, so we're just going to clamp down on this thing. And that's a shame. And it happens a lot here in Japan. One bad foreigner can ruin, things for a lot of other people. You want to go out and film yourself vlogging or talking to a camera. Well, what's that guy's name who does the boxing now? Luke something? No, he was super famous. Why can't I remember his name? He has a brother. They came over and went to the suicide forest. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. And then Johnny Somali and these bad guys, these bad actors, make it harder for somebody like Chris Broad or the Trash Taste crew or who want to go out and film legitimately. And they're like, no, we don't want any foreigners. So, okay, that's a weird rant. Sorry about that. But just know tickets are going to be harder to get, guys. That's all I can say. And even for me. So, yeah, I mean, I usually only go to Fukuoka every year, but sometimes I like to go to Osaka too. So hopefully he can still help me with those tickets. But I kind of want to go to Nagoya next year just to check out the new arena. He agrees with me. We're watching that. We're seeing all those seats around the top. If you watch my footage, and it's like, why don't they open those up and sell some of those and let more people in? Uh, so who knows? Maybe they'll analyze their numbers from this bus show and decide to do that next year. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, back to it. So Hoshoru, of course, pulling out of the tournament. If you picked him for the contest, you were doomed. Only one win, and then 4 losses, 10 absences. But he should be back in September. Onosato ending up with a decent 11-4. That's not terrible. Uh, but I think people were definitely hoping for better. And again, it's not just that he lost 4 matches; he lost 4 matches to guys below Komasubi in the rank and file. That's what really bothers people. Kotozakura doing just the bare minimum. Another 8-7. Look at this: 8-7, 8-7, 8-7. So he's just holding on by a thread, and I don't know when it's going to break. But my guess is he'll have a losing tournament in either September or November. So we'll see. Daisho, of course, will be demoted way down. He pulled out of the tournament at Sekewake. He'll go past Komasubi all the way down to like maybe even double digit Maegashira with that 0-15. We have two Sekewake that maintain Kirishima and Wakataka Kage. And we've had this discussion if you watch the day 15 Sumo Summary show that maybe they're going to do four Sekewake and move Takayasu and Aonishiki up to Sekewake. And then the two um, Komusubi slots would be Abi and Tamawashi, which would be kind of fun if they did that. I don't think they're going to do that. So I think it's going to be those two Sekewake. Takayasu will repeat at Komusubi, and Aonishiki will be the other Komusubi. And then Abi and Tamawashi will probably be the M1s. But I I'm not hugely good at this prognostication stuff, so there you go. Oshoma, after rocketing up from M6 at a 10 and 5, is going to rocket way back down with this miserable 3 and 12. And then, you got a bunch of guys here. Kim Bozon's going to go way down. He came way up with a nice 10 and 5, and now he's going to go back down with this 4 and 11. Uh, Endo will probably get demoted all the way from M7 down to Juryo because of this 0 and 15. Tobizaru will be safe. Still a terrible record, basically 3 and 12 or a 5 and 10 here for Takeda Fuji, but they're high enough up, they're not going to get demoted all the way out. Same with Meisei here, terrible 3 and 12. It's like people either got their Kachikoshi or didn't get even 5 wins. It's like look at all of this 3 and 12, 5 and 10, 3 and 12, 0 and 15, 4 and 11, 1 and 14, 4 and 11. It's just if you didn't win, you really did badly this tournament, it seems like. Chiyoshoma will be definitely going all the way down to Juryo. Uh, and then the other people probably going down, Hidena Umi for sure, Kaio for sure. Then we get into the ifs. So both of these guys are Maegashira 17. Kotoeho with the worst record, so he probably will get demoted. But do they need him to be demoted? It depends who they want to promote. Shishi could also be safe. So we'll just have to see. It'll be interesting to see where they put Koto Shoho after winning the Yusho and a 13 and 2 all the way down here at M15. I think they'll probably put him up to M2 or M3 and yeah, and he'll rocket up the Banzuke. So all these little things mean like technique prize, fighting spirit prize, outstanding performance award. Uh, these guys are making their debut. Kusano, Fujinokawa, and Kotoeho. Obviously, two of them got their Kachikoshi and double-digit wins, and one did not. And yeah, the little numbers here, like next to Shodai and Matake Yumi, how many Yusho they've won. So now you got to add a number to Koto Shoho. He's got his first one. Man, I'm really going to be interested to see how he does in the September Basho. If he fights strong, or if he kind of collapses under all the partying and then congratulations and everything. So there's a little look at how people did in the top division. Okay, let's go over to Tachiai. So Juryo Promotions announced on July 30th, which was Wednesday. Um, so we had a triple promotion from one stable, which uh, is Takasago Bea right here. And three of their wrestlers got promoted from Makushita up to Juryo, which almost never happens. Um, one of those guys, guy named Ishikaze, I'm sorry, not Ishikaze, Ishizaki, changed his Shikona to this really hard to pronounce Asa Suiryu, which is Morning Green Dragon. If SUI often means water, like Suyobi, but in this case, it's another type of kanji for green. And you have to even type the word Midori to get the kanji right here that's in the middle of his name. Anyway, so him along with his stablemates, Asahakiru, and of course Asanoyama, coming back up the first triple promotion since 1979. And then two other wrestlers are Koku Kyayu. Oh, I'm gonna have a hard time saying some of these names. from Oshimabeya, and Nishinoryu from Sakagawa-beya. Sakai-gawa-beya. All right, I got to learn how to say these names. All right. So five guys coming up. They don't announce on that same day because their lives change so much when they go from Makushita to being a Sekitori, a salaried wrestler. They announce those guys so they can kind of prepare for it. But they don't tell you who the five guys that are going to go down to make room. Now you can speculate and make good guesses, but they don't announce that yet. And he does talk about it here on Tachiai. Here are the four stone cold demotions. Oh no, this is from the top. This is from the top. We were just talking about that. Hideno Umi, Kaio, Chiyoshima Endo, and these are the guys going up from Juryo. We can look at that. And then he's saying the bubble, like we said, are the two guys down at M17, Kotoeho and Shishi, and these are the two guys that could be going up. So if they promote six people, then they can easily take the five people coming up type of thing. So here he talks about all of that and who he thinks is going to go up and go down, etc. So, yep, go have a look at Touchy Eye. Always good reading over there, especially Banzuke stuff. They're really good at that. And then if we look, let's see, let's go to tournament records. So let's go to Makuuchi, no, Makushita. So here is Asakoru is the highest ranked man in their stable. He's the one Makuuchi wrestler. And then you've got Asanoyama, Asahakuru, and Ishizaki. So all three of these guys got promoted up to Juryo, which is great. They all have Asa in their name now because he changed his Shikona. It's not listed on here yet. But there he is, young guy, doesn't even have a top knot yet. And yep, 6-1 record at MS2. So he is going to be in the Juryo division. Congratulations to him, along with a couple of his stablemates. All right, so really good for that stable. Anything else? Tournament records. Hidena Umi was the one. Let me just find out. Where is he? Oh, there he is. Yeah, because yeah, he basically went 2-13. Okay. Kaio, these two guys are on the bubble. And then if we look at Juryo really fast. So Ryuden and Nishikigi, Shunana Umi, and Tomokaze, all four of these guys should get promoted. And then if they need him, Oshomi could go up, but an 8-7 at J3, I don't really think that warrants it. They're saying probably the person who will miss out are these two guys who got more than just 8 wins. Hitoshi with 10 wins and Dai Seizan with 10 wins at J6. They will probably have to wait to the next tournament. I think that's fair. Um, Mita was the champion of the Juryo division this time out, but he's way down at J11 with that 11-4. So he will go way up the Banzuke, but not going to get promoted on the strength of that. So, yep, probably those four guys. There is one guy who was in that documentary I watched. Um, where is he? Shimano Umi, who has been able to avoid going down to Makushita for many years. Just Juryo. And he's finally going to get demoted because he's at J12 with a 3-12. And some people are saying that maybe that's going to be the thing that's going to make him retire. Gosh, look at this. When's the last he was Maegashira for a little while, but yeah, he hasn't gone down. Oh no, more than a little while. You got the Kanto show there. So yeah, he hasn't been down to the third tier division in a long, long time. And he's older, he's what's that? 36. Just had his birthday in July. So, yeah, that might be retirement. He's in Kisebeya, home of Kimbozan Ura, Chirana Umi, and Hidena Umi. So we'll keep an eye on that. He was a really nice guy in that interview I saw. All right. What else do we have to say? Boom, boom, boom. Anything else? No, I think that's about it. We hope that, the people that got injured, Ura got injured late. Um, Takeda Fuji can come back from his injury. Of course, the Yokozuna, Hoshoryu, and anybody else that had a late injury. I hope that they can recoup and we have a nice full uh, vigorous Banzuke of healthy wrestlers in September. Uh, okay, let's look at prizes and whatnot. So I don't have much. I haven't obviously been to a Basho in a while. So I did get this from another fan. I did a trade, and he sent me a Onosato towel. There's his kanji, and it's the kind of just like his name on white in kanji. But it comes in this kind of nifty bag. And he included, for some reason, his ticket. That was his ticket when he went to the Maybach show. So if you just want a ticket as a souvenir, I'll put it in there. And it's kind of a cool little sumo bag. So that can be a prize for someone. I still have this almost complete set. Oh man, I need to write down. This is the 2025 set. I think it's maybe only missing one or two cards. Uh, got the mascots in there. You got these smile cards, which are fun. More mascots. Is it missing a card? Let me just really quickly. You got like what their favorite thing to do is, like hang out with cats or play the piano. You got a couple Gyoji cards in there, which are kind of rocking. Uh, a big thing about Teruno Fuji and his, because he had retired. All right, let me see. Am I missing a card? Maybe I'm not. Maybe I know I did some trading and was able to fill in my set. So maybe I'm. Yeah, I think this is complete, guys. All right, so if you want a complete set of cards in a little binder, very easy for me to mail. You can take this thing out. This is just a piece of paper in a sleeve and put your own like cover. It's even got some pages in the back. So that could be a prize for one of the first or second place people. Got that. The only other stuff I really have left in my magic bag here is I have an acrylic standee of Onosato. Okay, kind of like it's got a little stand. Oh, there's Okanumi. It's pretty tall. And then I've got a fan. This could be for like the second place people. And you open it up and it has all the like Yokozuna listed on it. And I have this, which is Wakitaka Kage clay from the Dohyo keychain. So I wrote their names on them so I wouldn't forget. And that's literally all I have right now. So what I'm gonna do, other than big sumo fan, Robert's shop is always an option. Gift card over there, bigsumofan.com. What I'm gonna do is offer, because I have a little bit of time and it's my summer vacation. I am gonna do an order over at the Sumo, and you can tell me, hey, I want this thing, and I will order it for you, have it sent to me, and then send it to you. And just go over here. I'll put the link. I already sent them the link, but just like here's a bunch of those acrylics, including Hoshoru now and his rope. Obviously, all kinds of towels, fans, the bigger acrylics or different acrylics, pillows. Pillows would probably be hard. T-shirts doable. Towels are doable. This big fan is kind of doable. They just started this thing. Well, they'd started it before, and I think they got a restock. So these are expensive. You can't ask for this because this is almost, well, what I used to think of as $100, but it's still this is about 80 bucks. But it's a set. So like say you click on the Aonishiki one, you get a tote bag, the towel, the standee, and these are larger standees than the ones I just held up, and some stickers that you can put, like, the guys that were modeling this. I'll see if I can find the picture where it was like they'd put it on the back of their, like, cell phone, their smartphone case. So you get some stickers you can put somewhere on your laptop or something, a standee, a towel, and a bag, all for uh 9,900 yen. You can ask Siri who how much that is in your currency. And they have obviously uh many. Oh, here. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, so he's like, "Look, you can put these you can put these on your keitai." So I think that's Wakamoto Haru though, isn't it? And this is the Wakata Kage, so he's just showing you an example. All right, but the towels are kind of cool. They're very stylized. And let's see if we have one where they're holding up the acrylic. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Who else do I look at? Oh, here's Hoshoryu. So his has got a red theme. Yeah, okay. Well, I'm not going to bore you with clicking on all of these. But anyway, I am going to order a few of them. So if you want one of these five winners, um, tell me like what part of it you would want. Oh, I want the tote bag. Oh, I want the towel and the acrylic, or I don't mind doing that, but the whole thing is a little bit much. Here's Onosato. He'd obviously be another popular one, and you get, but not, oh, the acrylic is in his rope, so that's cool. So that's fairly new, obviously, right? Because he just started being a yokozuna. So towel and tote bag. Okay. But they obviously, the other thing they're doing right now, which is kind of cool, are these t-shirts that are specific to the Basho, the July Basho. So here's Koto Shoho um, winning, champion performance prize, and it says of the July tournament. Let's see. Oh, I just messed up. Dun, dun, dun. Sorry, bear with me for a second. Okay. No, I clicked on the wrong thing. You guys are loving this. There we go. Okay. So then you've got all the special prize winners. There's a Tamawashi, and you can change the color of the background shirt from white to black. They don't have many sizes though, so if you want one of these, they only have M, L, or XL, and that's Japanese sizes. So just be aware. There is a Kusano Fujinokawa. That's kind of cool in the purple. I like that. Aonishiki, which I think will be really cool in his kind of Ukraine colors. So there you go. Says his stable, says his name. He won the technique prize. Kind of cool idea. I think that's actually pretty cool. They have this Disney thing going on, which I still like. I think I talked about that in another video. I don't quite get. So anyway, lots to choose from. You can pick something, and I am happy to send it to you. And I've already instructed, the first place people can pick two things, the second place people can pick one. And of course, you can get gift certificate if that's better for you in your part of the world and things like that. Oh, the other two things I was going to, because I don't have a lot, and this might be something you're interested in, but maybe not. These are two cards I'm not hugely interested in keeping forever and ever. One is an Atami Fuji autograph card that I pulled from this year's box. So if that's something, this would be the first place people, the two first place people I'm talking to now. This is card number 10 out of 60. It's numbered on the back. It's authenticated. and obviously easy for me to mail to you. The other one is a Terunofuji autograph. I figure, interest in him will start to kind of go down as he has retired now, but some people would still be interested in a signed card by him. This is number 5 out of 90, and this is from a 2021 set. So I don't think he was Yokozuna yet, which is why he's not wearing a rope in the picture, but that is his autograph. And again, authenticated by BBM. So two, if you're a first place person and you're interested in a Tommy Fuji or Teruno Fuji, let me know. That could be your prize, and if not, I'll offer them again in the September prizes. Okay, I think that's it. Uh, yep, I might do a video in mid August. Today's the 3rd because I have some time before I go back to school. So just, if you get a notification, hey, there's a video up. Yeah, I might do one. I'm not going to tell you what it's about. It'll be a surprise, but that might come out, around the 13th, 14th, something like that. And then we'll just wait to Banzuke Day and the welcome video, etc. Welcome video for the new tournament will go up Sunday, September 7, and you'll have 1 week to join the contest, etc. And we'll see how everybody's doing by then. Okay. Thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you were able to go over. I made the championship interview, if you haven't been over to my Patreon, public. So anyone can go over there and click on it and watch it. You don't have to be a member, even a free member. I think anybody can just click on it and watch it. Um, and obviously, if you want to join us, you don't have to sign up yet. You can wait until September, but $1 a month gets you all the match coverage daily that I put up. And I put up a ton of match coverage for the July Basho. So thank you to everybody that's over on Patreon. And that'll do it for me. Okay. Take care, guys. Have a good rest of the summer. See ya. Peace.